here's my setup. And I'm going to use this light just to illuminate the setup and show you some of the things that I've chosen. So I've got, for my low key, I've got black, kind of a textured, lined pillow sheet. I'm going to be working with these dominoes because they have a lot of contrast and they're dark, so I can work with the Red Sox sign or the number sign. I'm bringing back this metallic watch because I want to see what I could do to bounce light off of that watch. And I'm going to go ahead and try a product photo of the iPhone 4S, my first iPhone. And before we do that, though, the light that I'm going to try is not going to be coming from this lamp because it's just too bright, no matter what I do. The light is going to be coming from this flashlight. Now, there's a lot of different things that you could use to try and diffuse that light and make it not as harsh, which would mean it would cast less shadows. So I'm going to go through some of those options. One, you can try to cover a t-shirt on the front of the light. And I think for this, I'll just keep it like that. And then one, maybe 2 layers can diffuse that light down to something really a lot softer. So to take this metal watch back, give you an idea, turn the light off. I know the camera's not going to be quite the same as an exposure, but now that light that I covered up is not as bright, and the further away I move it, the more options I have for that lighting situation. In addition to cloth, this is cut from an old t-shirt. You could probably achieve the similar effect, and be sure that your bulb is not that hot, with a couple of layers of Kleenex or a paper towel would also work. Again, the more times you layer it, the softer that light will become. It really just depends on how your exposures are. You could use a piece of paper and then fold it as many times as you need to. Or parchment paper, which is essentially another kind of a translucent that's used for cooking. So again, you could use paper, tissue, cloth, anything that you can to cover up that light and kind of dim it down, have a little more control so it's not so harsh. Another way that you could try to light this would be to, say, hold a piece of paper off to the side, and that's going to work like a reflector. So if you set up your light, let's see if I could do this real quick. If you set up your light like this and kind of have it cross away where the subject's not in, and then you might be able to take some of that light and then bounce it back to the subject. So you can see, actually, if you look really carefully, that's with additional light reflecting, and that's without. Additional light and without. And all I'm doing is just kind of angling that paper with that light bulb. So with just about any of these strategies, you should be able to take those pictures and make them work. And the image would be taken just the same way as we did before, where you push a point that you want to be in focus, and then you'll get the sunlight, and you push the sunlight and drag it down this time, so you're not overexposing. You're going to be using it to underexpose. So hopefully this is helpful for your low-key photography.